Relationships can be very complex and complicated, and that's neither good nor bad, it just is. And that's because we have different life experiences. As humans, we have different needs, we have different love languages, we have different opinions, and we have triggers based on what we've gone through and in life. Hello, family. My name is Angela, and this channel is all about beauty, fashion, and life. And today, I would like to discuss with you 5 things that I think every woman should know prior to getting into a relationship, or if she's already in a relationship, that will help that relationship grow and flourish. If you'd like to hear what those are, then stay tuned. Now, let's get started. Before I get started, I want to say thank you to the ladies who have bought me a coffee. If you've seen that, buy me a coffee in the description box or on the page. It's just a way to support the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Now, the first thing that I believe every woman should know prior to getting into a relationship is if you chase a man to get him, you will chase him to keep him. Men by nature are natural hunters. They're the ones that want to hunt. They enjoy the thrill of the hunt. They enjoy the courting, as the old people used to call it, the dating, the going out, the opening the door, not necessarily in that order, not necessarily the young men these days, but the men in my generation would open the door for ladies because it made her feel like a lady. But they're hunters. They don't like to be chased. They may think it's cute. They may be okay with you chasing them if they just want to, a one and done, but not for a long-term relationship. That is not the nature of a man. So if you chase him to get him, if you're always calling him and you're always reaching out to him, you're chasing him, he's not chasing you. As ladies, we need to know that we are the prize, as Steve Harvey likes to say. We are the prize and he should be chasing us. It does not come natural to a man for a woman to chase him. Now, if you're chasing him, it says that she wants me more than I want her. If I can get her, I can get someone else. So just know that if you're chasing that man and you're reaching out and you're calling and you're doing everything to get him and he's not reciprocating, then you're the hunter and he's the prize. And that's the mindset he will have. And by nature, because he's used to hunting, you're not going to be the person that he wants to spend time with, that eventually the one that he wants to build a relationship. So again, know that you're the prize and do not do the hunting. The second thing that I feel every woman should know, and I think this is much, much more helpful if she knows this prior to getting into a relationship, is that every man needs to feel needed. It is in his DNA. He is built to be the provider. If your man is okay with you doing and being and taking care and leading everything, he is not going to be your provider. He is not your man. He is your dependent. He is your no different than a child that you're taking care of. He should not be okay with you leading and providing and doing every single thing. Taking care of you is part of his purpose in life. Every man wants to feel that. If you, as a single woman, like I was single for quite a few years, and I was very independent. I was able to take care of myself. Not that I wanted to do it all the time. It honestly was exhausting at times. When you're working and you're paying all the bills, you're taking the car to get the oil changed, you're changing the light bulb, you're replacing the toilet in the bathroom, you're replacing the light fixtures, everything kind of falls on you. Then when you get into a relationship, you have to leave some of that on the table. You allow him to take care of some of those responsibilities. It's going to make him feel like he's needed in that relationship. Right now, when I got into a relationship with my husband, yes, I was very independent beforehand, and I'm still self-sufficient. I could take care of myself if I had to, but I don't want to. I don't want to take the car to get the oil change. I don't want to talk to the maintenance man about nothing. I don't want to do any of that. I love having to depend on my husband to do some of the things for me. I feel like as women, we aren't meant to do it all. Yes, we can, and we are doing it a lot of times. We're doing it all, but I don't think that is the nature of who God built us to be or who God made us to be. And so I did it. But I was happy at times, but there were many times where I was just exhausted. And I felt in my soul that I'm not supposed to be doing all of this. And so as I got older and more mature, I was able to recognize and understand when I got into a relationship that this man, yes, I can take care of myself, but this man needs to feel needed. And I'm going to take some of these things that are falling off my plate already. I'm just going to take some of these things and put them on his plate, and it's perfectly fine. And like, I feel needed as well. So it's a reciprocal relationship. No? Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. It's a symbiotic relationship, but yes, he takes care of me, and that makes him, again, feel like he has some purpose, and it's just a part of his manhood. So men love that. As a woman, you don't need to tell the man, as a woman, I can promise you, men do not need to hear, well, I can do it myself. I can do it myself consistently. I can do it myself. At some point, he's going to have the mindset of, well, if you can do it, you should do it. If you can do it, you don't need me. What do you need me for? You know, the things that you need me for, you can get from the teddy bear and some toys. And so, again, they need to feel needed, just like we need to feel needed. But they need to be, but they need to feel needed as well. The third thing that I think all women should know when they're in a relationship, before they get in the relationship, that it is very detrimental to your relationship if you consistently do things to emasculate your man. And I don't think a lot of women know that they're doing that, especially if you're a strong woman and you're used to taking care of yourself and you're accustomed to being the boss and leading. You have to allow your man to lead as well. You can't consistently complain about decisions that he makes. You have to understand that he's a man, he's going to make the decisions. And if you're his partner, then you have to stand by him in his decisions and let him be okay with failing at times, like we all fail as well. So you can't complain all the time about what he's doing or what he's not making. That sort of thing is very emasculating, and they do not like it. It leads to a very destructive and a volatile, a very uncomfortable relationship between you and your partner. You're not his mother, so you don't need to tell him what to do all the time. You can ask him to do things, or you can ask his opinion about certain things. And I think sometimes for strong women in particular, I'm just going to speak for myself, I have learned to just kind of close your mouth. Because I know for me, I don't want someone to consistently and constantly complain about decisions I've made, or point decisions. If I make a decision and it ended up being a bad decision, to consistently point that out, it's going to make me feel bad, like it's going to make him feel bad. And that's something no one wants to hear. And also, if he's truly in love with you, you're gonna know what his vulnerable spots are. You're gonna know all of that. And what he's trusting in you to do is to love him regardless, and to support him and understand that this thing I'm vulnerable about, and never to use that against him. It's gonna make the relationship stronger, and he's gonna love you even that much more for it. And as you're protecting his vulnerabilities, he will protect yours as well, because that bond is there. You're not constantly putting him down for things he didn't do, or things he doesn't have, or things he can't do. You're uplifting him, you're supporting him, you're having his back. You're a team. Like me and my husband is Team Bauer, period. End the story. He comes first. It's Jesus, me, and him. Period. Because at the end of the day, when we're old and gray and we're sitting outside in the rocking chairs on the front porch, it's going to be him. Our children will be living their lives. Our grandchildren will be living their lives. It'll be he and I together holding hands. And so he has to come first, because that's the relationship hopefully we've built. The fourth thing that I think women have to keep in mind and understand is, when you're in a relationship, your man is not your competition. He is your man. He is not your competition. You don't have to feel like you're competing against him to make more money, to be better, to do better. He's there to uplift you. You're there to uplift him. There's no competing. We're a team. We're one. Two lives have become one. And that's the goal of the relationship, is for us to get to the end of the relationship together as one in our old age. So know that he's not your competition. You don't need to go out trying to compete with him whatsoever. It's you and he against the world. So I think a lot of women, particularly because we have a lot of strong women this day and age because of necessity, have a difficult time in relationships because they've been so self-sufficient that they find themselves competing with the men that come into their lives. So what you have to do is trust him and try to let go of that mindset that I'm a strong, independent woman. You can still be independent and intelligent and bold, but have a feminine side as well, so that he feels like this is my woman, this is not the person I'm competing against, and that's perfectly okay. The last thing that I think every woman should know, or every person honestly should know prior to getting into a relationship, especially if you're looking for a long-term commitment type relationship, is that compatibility is so much more important than love. I think that is a lesson once you get to a certain age that we've all learned, whether we put it in those terms or not. We've all learned that lesson. You know, when you're meeting someone and you get those butterflies and the heart is fluttering and he's just the most gorgeous thing, and he's walking across the room, it's like he's floating like he's floating on a cloud, and just he's so kind and he's so nice and he's so attentive sometimes, and it's just, we have those blinders on. And then eventually, like all relationships, those blinders come off and you see that person for who they are. Now those blinders come off and you're asking yourself, is he attentive or is he possessive? It's looking like a little more possessive than attentive now. He's trying to tell me you shouldn't wear this, or you shouldn't go here, and you shouldn't do this. You know, when you're in love and the blinders are on, it was, oh, he's so attentive. But yeah, we have to look at that person for compatibility, and you ask yourself, once the blinders come off, do I really enjoy spending time with this person? Am I comfortable when we're sitting down? There's nothing to do. Do I enjoy his company? Does he make me laugh? Do we enjoy doing things together? Can we just go out for a walk? Is that okay? Do I like going for walks? Does he like going for walks? And if I don't, does he not? You know, those things are very important, and that's where the courting, as we old people, I'm not old, but as the old people like to call it, that courting is all about. You're trying to get to know that person. You're asking yourself, do we have the same interests? What are his life goals? Does his goals align with your goals? If you're younger, or does he want children? Do I want children? That's a very, very important question when younger people are dating, that they need to ask each other. What's your faith? What's his faith? What are your boundaries? What are your non-negotiables? Is he a part of that? Does he understand that? Does he meet, you know, that list of things that are priority on your list? You know, we all started off with a long list, and as we got older, I think the list got shorter and kind of more important. Does he meet most of the important things on your list? Because no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not going to be perfect. But does he meet most of those things? Is he compassionate? Is he caring? Is he understanding? Is he patient? Those important things that you want him to be. You know, as we get older, do you want someone that's healthy for the most part? Is he physically healthy? That's very, very important, because if you meet someone and you're dating them, and next thing you know, they come and tell you they have some life-altering diagnosis, you know, that's not fair. You know, those are the things you need to know. And when you have those love blinders on, you're kind of blind to those sort of questions, I think. So when you get into a relationship, try to go in with an open mind, with a list of things that you know that you need to look for in another person. But that's it, family. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I would greatly appreciate you becoming a part of the Angela Mashelle YouTube family and hitting that subscribe button. If you'd like to be notified when I upload videos every week, you can hit that notification bell. Also, I'd love for you to head over to my website, angelamashelle.com, where I have blogs and I have for sale sites. I even have a page for him, so you can shop for your man. And I try to update the website at least once weekly. Now, thank you so much for spending some of your valuable time with me. I really, really appreciate it. And I want you to have the most blessed day. Bye-bye.